Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to really dive deep today?
Absolutely ready to go.
Awesome. Today we're going to be talking about AI agents.
Okay.
And, we're not just going to be talking about the hype, but like the actual impact they're having.
Right.
Especially for those of you who are, dealing with those legacy systems.
Yeah.
We're talking about the potential for businesses to thrive with dramatically fewer employees.
Wow.
All thanks to AI.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of crazy, right?
It does.
But that's the kind of disruption that we're seeing these days.
Yeah. No, it's incredible.
And we're going to be breaking down two totally different approaches to this.
Okay.
First, we'll look at Microsoft's big play with their Copilot ecosystem,
Right.
which is aimed at those, mega corporations.
Got it.
Then we'll get into kind of a fascinating underdog story with BotBlitz Technologies,
Okay.
which is a Brazilian company
Interesting.
that's found a way to empower businesses of all sizes, particularly in the often overlooked Latin American market.
Awesome. Well, what's really interesting about this is the rise of what we call vertical AI.
Right.
And so think of it as specialized AI agents, custom built for specific industries and tasks.
Okay, so this isn't just some like tech buzzword. Vertical AI is actually like changing the game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What kind of impact are we talking about here? Like, what's the scope?
Analysts are predicting that vertical AI could be a market 10 times larger than traditional vertical saws. And we're not just talking about potential here.
Right.
We're seeing it happen. Vertical AI companies are reaching 80% of the contract value of those traditional sauce companies in a fraction of the time. And some are even growing at a mind-blowing 400% year over year.
Wow, that's incredible.
Investors are already buzzing. They're predicting the first vertical AI IPO within the next 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a total gold rush.
It really feels like we're on the verge of like a major shift.
We are.
So let's bring it back to those two approaches that we mentioned, Microsoft and BotBlitz. They're both riding this vertical AI wave, but in very different ways.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how each company is tackling this. Like, what are their strategies?
So Microsoft, with their Copilot ecosystem, is all about speed and convenience.
Okay.
They're laser focused on those massive companies that are already plugged into Microsoft's cloud infrastructure.
So like those businesses that are really reliant on systems like SAP and Salesforce.
Exactly.
The kind of giants that can like make or break a new technology, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And Microsoft offers these pre-built connectors that make it super easy for these companies to adopt AI agents.
So they're making it kind of a no-brainer for companies that are already in the Microsoft world
Already much.
to jump on board with AI.
Yeah.
Smart strategy. But what about BotBlitz?
Yeah.
You mentioned they're doing things a little differently.
They are. What's their angle? BotBlitz is all about empowering those businesses that often get overlooked. The ones struggling with legacy systems, which is, a global challenge, but especially prevalent in Latin America.
And this is where things get really interesting for me.
Okay.
Because legacy systems are often seen as this huge barrier to adopting new technology.
Yeah.
How is BotBlitz tackling that?
Oh.
What's their secret weapon?
They've come up with this really innovative solution.
Right.
They're combining RPA, or robotic process automation, with privately hosted large language models, or LLMs.
Okay.
It's a powerful combination that's tailor-made for the challenges businesses face today.
I know we have some savvy listeners out there, but for those who might not be fluent in like tech jargon,
Sure.
can you break down what RPA is and why these privately hosted LLMs are so important?
So imagine teaching a robot to play a video game. That's essentially RPA.
Good.
You're showing the software robot how to navigate through menus, click buttons, and pull data from those older systems that might not have those fancy modern connectors that newer systems do.
So RPA is like a bridge between those older systems and the newer AI systems, right?
Yeah.
Helping them communicate and work together.
Exactly. And then you have the privately hosted LLMs.
Right.
These are crucial for security and control. By hosting their own LLMs, businesses can keep their data in-house, which is huge in a world where data breaches and privacy concerns are top of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps them comply with regulations like Brazil's LGPD, which, by the way, is becoming a global trend.
Interesting.
So BotBlitz is addressing a pain point that's only going to get bigger.
So it's not just about automation. It's about peace of mind when it comes to data security.
Exactly.
I can see why that would be really appealing to businesses, especially those who are hesitant to like put all their eggs in the public cloud basket.
For sure.
Let's dig a little deeper into the specifics of BotBlitz's solution here.
Okay.
How are they using this combo of RPA and privately hosted LLMs to actually solve real-world business problems?
They've developed this really smart three-tiered approach to automation.
Okay, tell me about it.
At the first level, they have what's called unattended RPA, which is designed to handle those simple, repetitive tasks.
So things like, I don't know, data entry or generating reports, those kinds of things.
Exactly, yeah.
Got it.
Then there's attended RPA,
Okay.
which is where things get a little more sophisticated. This level manages multiple bots working together, handling more complex business logic.
So instead of like one bot doing one thing, you have like a whole team of bots collaborating on these bigger tasks.
Yes, precisely. And then finally, the most impressive part is the AI-powered decision-making.
Okay.
Remember all that data collected by those RPA bots? Well, it's fed into that private LLM, allowing it to actually analyze the information and make decisions.
Wow.
This is where the real magic happens.
That takes automation to a whole new level.
It does.
It sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can you give me a concrete example of how this might play out in a real business?
Sure. Let's take something like invoice processing.
Okay.
With BotBlitz's system, an AI agent can extract all the data from an invoice, cross-reference it with purchase orders, flag any discrepancies that it finds, and even kickstart the payment process.
Wow.
All automatically. No human intervention needed.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like a massive time saver.
It is.
And probably a huge cost saver, too.
For sure.
But I have to ask about those private LLMs.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that the upfront investment can be significant.
Right.
How do you convince a business leader who's probably already juggling a million priorities that it's worth the cost? Like, how do you sell them on that?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
You're right. Setting up a private LLM is a serious investment.
Right.
But the long-term benefits outweigh those initial costs.
Okay.
And that's what we need to help business leaders understand. We've already talked about data control, which is becoming a must-have in today's world.
Absolutely.
But on top of that, you get the power of customization. You can actually train these LLMs to understand the ins and outs of your specific business, making them way more effective than any generic solution out there.
Got it.
And then there's scalability.
Right.
As your business grows, your private LLM can grow right alongside it.
So it's an investment in the future of your business.
Exactly.
So it's about more than just like saving a few bucks here and there.
Right.
It's a strategic move.
It is.
A way to build a secure, efficient, and future-proof foundation. But I'm curious, are these challenges that BotBlitz is addressing in Brazil, like legacy systems and data security, unique to that market?
That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
And the answer is a resounding yes.
Okay.
The reliance on legacy systems and the need for airtight data security are challenges faced by businesses everywhere.
That makes sense.
It's not just a Brazilian problem.
Right.
It's a global one.
Even in countries with like advanced tech infrastructure, you still see companies clinging to those familiar tools like Excel or custom-built systems.
Absolutely.
For their core operations.
Yeah.
That Deloitte 2023 CFO survey really highlighted that.
Yeah, and if you look at Gartner's prediction that 90% of financial operations could potentially be automated,
wow,
you start to see the massive opportunity here. There's so much untapped potential for solutions like BotBlitzes,
right?
And it's not limited by geography.
Okay.
This is something that could change the way we do business everywhere.
This brings to mind a really fascinating concept that experts are calling vertical AI unbundling.
Yeah.
It's something that Bruno Faggian, a prominent figure in the tech world, has talked about quite a bit.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this? Like, is this a real thing?
It's a brilliant analogy,
okay,
and it perfectly captures what's happening in the AI space right now.
Okay.
Think about how platforms like Airbnb basically emerged from the unbundling of Craigslist, or how specialized tools like Trello evolved from the broader capabilities of Excel.
Right.
That's exactly what we're seeing with AI agents.
Okay.
They're poised to revolutionize entire industries by offering laser-focused solutions that solve very specific problems.
Okay.
They're unbundling those massive, clunky systems and making everything more efficient and accessible.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Imagine the difference between using Craigslist to find a vacation rental versus using Airbnb.
Right.
That's the kind of step change improvement we're talking about with AI agents.
Absolutely.
It's not just about making things a little bit easier. It's about completely changing the game.
It is.
And this isn't just about convenience either.
Yeah.
It's about expanding the reach of automation into markets that were traditionally considered too small to be worthwhile.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this?
It's all about shifting the focus to labor costs.
Okay.
AI agents have the potential to unlock those traditionally small markets by directly addressing labor spend rather than just software budgets.
That's fascinating.
It's a game changer for industries that have been held back by high labor costs.
So instead of looking at like the size of the software market,
Yeah.
you're looking at the total labor spent in an industry.
Exactly.
That completely reframes the potential.
It does.
Can you give our listeners some concrete examples of what this might look like in the real world?
Absolutely. Andreessen Horowitz has done some fantastic research on this, and they've pulled some really compelling data points.
Yeah.
Let's take the dry cleaning and laundry services industry, for example.
Okay.
In the U.S. alone, there are over 18,000 laundromats.
Wow.
Spending a combined $2.7 billion on labor every year.
Wow. That's a market that suddenly becomes a whole lot more attractive.
Right.
When you consider how much of that labor could be automated.
Exactly.
It's like finding a hidden treasure.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not just laundromats either. You see similar patterns in other industries.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at chiropractor offices. 38,000 firms spending $4.5 billion on labor.
Wow.
Or veterinary services.
Where 28,000 firms spend a staggering $13.8 billion on labor annually.
It's mind-blowing.
These are markets ripe for disruption.
What might have seemed like a niche market for booking software suddenly becomes like a billion-dollar opportunity when you start thinking about how AI could take over sales, marketing, customer service, and back office functions.
Exactly.
And this accessibility is so important, especially for small and medium businesses.
Yeah.
They often lack the resources to do those massive IT overhauls that bigger companies can afford.
Right.
Is this something that Boplitz is addressing?
Absolutely. That's one of the most exciting things about Boplitz's approach.
Okay.
They're providing a way for businesses of all sizes to leverage the power of AI without needing to rip and replace their existing systems.
Got it.
It's AI on your terms without the massive upfront investment or the disruption to your existing operations.
That's really compelling.
Yeah.
It feels like this could level the playing field, allowing smaller businesses to compete more effectively and potentially even outpace those larger companies that are slower to adapt.
Sure.
We could be talking about a more diverse and dynamic business ecosystem.
Absolutely.
All thanks to accessible AI.
It's a really exciting prospect.
Yeah.
It's about democratizing access to technology that was once only available to a select few.
Yeah.
And it's about empowering businesses of all sizes to thrive in the age of AI.
This is all so fascinating. Yeah. And it really feels like we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with all the possibilities, it's important to acknowledge that there are potential downsides to this technology as well.
Right, of course.
But not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not, no.
What are some of the things we need to be thinking about as AI becomes more prevalent in our lives?
We need to be mindful of the potential impact on jobs.
Okay.
And we need to be vigilant about ensuring that AI is used ethically and responsibly.
Right.
But those are conversations for another time. For now, let's continue exploring the incredible potential of vertical AI. We'll be back after a short break.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Welcome back. Before the break, we were painting this picture of a future where AI agents are revolutionizing industries. Let's zoom in and look at some real-world examples of this happening right now. Seeing these in action really drives home the impact vertical AI is having.
I love a good aha moment. So let's see what these AI agents are actually capable of. Give me some concrete examples of how this is playing out in the real world.
We talked about vertical AI unbundling, and there are companies out there already making waves in this space. One that comes to mind is Even Up.
Even Up, okay.
They're using AI to automate the process of generating demand letters for personal injury attorneys.
Okay, that sounds incredibly niche.
Yeah.
How is that making a significant impact? How does that translate to, like, real-world results?
It's a perfect illustration of how AI can unlock entire markets that were previously ignored. By automating this specific task, Even Up is allowing law firms to take on more clients without needing to hire more staff. This boosts their profit margins and expands their reach, tapping into a market that traditional software companies might have overlooked.
So by focusing on a very specific need, they're actually expanding the overall market size.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
And this trend is happening across various industries. We're seeing AI being used to streamline workflows in healthcare, finance, even manufacturing. It's touching every corner of the business world.
Let's talk healthcare for a second. It's an industry that's like ripe for disruption.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also notoriously slow to adopt new technology.
It is.
Are there any examples of AI actually making inroads in healthcare?
There are some really fascinating examples emerging. One is Abridge.
Okay.
It's a company using AI to transcribe patient-doctor conversations into clinical notes.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a game changer for doctors. They're always drowning in paperwork.
It is. By taking over this tedious task, Abridge frees up doctors to spend more time with their patients, leading to better care and potentially even reducing burnout among physicians.
That's awesome.
And then there's Clinical Key AI.
Clinical Key AI.
An AI-powered medical search platform.
So instead of doctors having to wade through like mountains of research papers, they can use AI to quickly find the most relevant information.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly valuable, especially in a field where new discoveries are being made all the time.
It is. It saves doctors a ton of time.
Right.
But it also helps them stay up to date on the latest medical advancements, which leads to more informed clinical decisions.
Okay.
It's a win-win for both doctors and patients.
It really sounds like AI is finally starting to deliver on its promise to revolutionize healthcare.
Yeah, I think so.
Making things better for both the providers and the people they're caring for.
Absolutely. And it's not just about improving existing processes. It's about opening up entirely new possibilities. One example that comes to mind is Justice Text.
Okay, color me intrigued. Tell me more about Justice Text.
Justice Text is using AI to automatically review hundreds of hours of camera footage, helping public defenders build their cases more efficiently. It's a game changer for the legal system.
Wow, that's a task that would take humans forever. And there's always the risk of human error. Using AI for this seems like a much more efficient and potentially even more fair approach.
Exactly. By automating this process, Justice Text is saving valuable time and potentially ensuring fairer outcomes in the legal system. It's a powerful example of how AI can be used to promote social good.
I love hearing about these real-world applications. It's inspiring to see how AI is being used to tackle these really important issues. We've talked a lot about specific use cases, but I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The importance of data in AI development. Why is having access to the right data so crucial for these AI companies?
Data is the lifeblood of AI. The quality and quantity of data used to train an AI model directly impacts its performance. It's like feeding an athlete. You want to make sure they're getting the right nutrients to perform at their best.
So it's not just about having a fancy algorithm. It's about having the right fuel to power that algorithm.
Exactly. And this is where things get interesting, especially when we start talking about the difference between core and supporting workflows. We touched on these earlier, but it's worth revisiting in the context of data and how it's used to train AI models.
Okay, remind me what those are and why they matter so much for AI development.
Core workflows are the essential tasks within a specific job, like financial modeling for an investment banker or contract drafting for a lawyer. These are the tasks that are at the heart of their profession. Supporting workflows, on the other hand, are those necessary tasks that are more peripheral to the job, like marketing or patient relationship management.
So core workflows are like the main event, the heart of the job, while supporting workflows are the essential, but maybe less glamorous tasks that keep things running smoothly behind the scenes.
Great analogy.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to AI, the most successful applications are going to be those that address workflows where AI can truly excel. And that's where data comes in.
Okay, I'm following you. So how does data fit into this distinction between core and supporting workflows?
Think about it. If you're building an AI agent to automate a core workflow, you need a massive amount of highly specific data to train it effectively. This data is often locked away in those messy, siloed legacy systems we talked about earlier, making it really difficult to extract and utilize.
So it's not just about having data.
Right.
It's about having access to the right kind of data.
Exactly.
And being able to unlock its potential.
Exactly.
It's like having a treasure chest, but not having the key to open it.
Exactly. And that's why companies focused on data extraction are becoming so important in the AI landscape. They're building the tools and technologies needed to crack open those treasure chests and make that valuable data accessible.
It sounds like a gold rush for data.
It is.
But with so many companies vying for this valuable resource, how do you ensure that your AI solution stands out?
Right.
How do you build something that can't be easily copied by your competitors?
That's the million-dollar question. And Brings us back to this concept of defensibility. How do you build an AI solution that has a lasting competitive advantage? Something that can't be easily replicated. It's about building a moat around your business.
This is where things get really strategic, right?
They do.
It's not just about building a cool AI tool. It's about building a sustainable business that can stand the test of time.
Absolutely. And there are a few key factors that contribute to defensibility in the AI space.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's break those down.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways AI companies can build that moat around their solutions and really differentiate themselves?
One key factor is data, which we've already touched on. It's not just about having a lot of data, it's about having unique data that your competitors can't easily get their hands on. Companies that can build proprietary data sets, either through exclusive partnerships or by leveraging their own user interactions, are going to have a significant advantage.
So it's about having that secret ingredient, that special sauce that sets your AI apart.
Precisely. And this data advantage allows you to train AI models that are more accurate, more specialized, and ultimately more valuable to your customers. It's about delivering results that others can't match.
That makes perfect sense. If your AI is trained on a data set that's different from everyone else's, it's going to be able to offer something unique and valuable. But data isn't the only factor, right? What are some other ways to build that defensibility and create a lasting advantage?
Another key factor is product depth. Companies that go beyond just offering simple AI-powered features and build truly integrated, multifaceted solutions are going to be much harder to displace. It's about creating a comprehensive solution that addresses a wide range of needs.
So instead of just offering like one AI-powered feature,
Right.
You're talking about building a whole ecosystem, a suite of tools that work together seamlessly.
Exactly. Think of it like building a fortress. A single wall might be easy to break through, but multiple layers of defense make it much more difficult to penetrate.
So product depth is about building a robust solution that can't be easily replicated. It's about creating a comprehensive offering that addresses multiple needs within a specific workflow or industry.
Yeah.
What else should AI companies be focusing on? What other ingredients are essential for success in this space?
Economic value is crucial. At the end of the day, businesses adopt AI solutions because they deliver a tangible return on investment. It has to make financial sense.
So it's not enough to just be cool or innovative.
Yeah.
Your AI has to actually make a difference to the bottom line.
It does.
You need to be able to prove its worth.
Exactly. And this means being able to clearly demonstrate cost savings, revenue increases, or efficiency gains. You need to be able to show businesses how your AI is going to improve their operations in a measurable way.
You need to be able to quantify the value.
You do.
You need to be able to say, here's how much money you're going to save, or here's how much more revenue you're going to generate by using our AI.
Precisely. It's about making a strong business case for AI adoption.
It sounds like building a successful AI company is a complex endeavor.
It is.
It requires a deep understanding of the technology, the target market, and the ability to build a defensible business model. It's a multifaceted challenge.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Right.
But for those who get it right,
Yeah.
the rewards are enormous. We're talking about reshaping industries, transforming workflows, and ultimately creating a more efficient and productive world. It's about making a real impact.
It's an incredibly exciting time to be involved in the AI space.
It is.
There's so much potential for positive change.
There is.
But before we get too carried away,
Okay.
let's take a step back and talk about some of the challenges that AI companies face.
Okay.
It's not all smooth sailing, right?
It's not, no.
What are some of the headwinds that these companies need to navigate?
Of course not. There are some significant hurdles to overcome, especially when it comes to market adoption and the evolving regulatory landscape. Convincing businesses to embrace AI and navigating the complex world of AI regulations are two major challenges that AI companies need to be prepared for.
Those are really important considerations.
Yeah.
It's not just about building the technology, it's about navigating the complexities of the business world and the regulatory environment.
For sure.
Let's dive into those challenges in more detail.
We were just talking about some of the challenges that AI companies face, and those are definitely worth exploring further. One of the biggest hurdles is market adoption. It's not always easy to convince businesses to trust and embrace AI, especially when it comes to those mission-critical tasks that are at the heart of their operations. There's often a lot of resistance to change, particularly in industries that have been doing things the same way for decades.
Yeah, it's understandable that people are hesitant to hand over the reins to a machine, especially when it comes to those core functions that they've built their careers on. It's a big leap of faith.
It is, and it's not just about convincing the C-suite. You need buy-in from the employees who will actually be using these AI tools day in and day out. If they feel threatened by AI or see it as a job killer, they're going to be less likely to embrace it.
So it's about bringing everyone along on the journey and showing them how AI can actually make their lives easier and their work more fulfilling. How do you do that?
Education and transparency are key. AI companies need to do a better job of explaining how their solutions work, what benefits they offer, and how they will impact existing roles. It's about dispelling those myths and fears and showing people the true potential of AI.
It's about painting a picture of a future where AI and humans work together, each playing to their strengths. But it's not just internal resistance that AI companies have to worry about, right? There's also this whole evolving regulatory landscape.
That's a major concern, and it's something that's only going to get more complex as we move forward. As AI becomes more powerful, governments around the world are struggling to keep up, trying to figure out how to regulate this rapidly evolving technology.
It feels like we're entering uncharted territory. We're talking about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and even the potential for misuse. These are really weighty issues with no easy answers.
AI companies need to be proactive in addressing these concerns head-on. It's not enough to just build a cool product. You need to build it responsibly and ethically with a deep understanding of the potential consequences.
It's not just about technical innovation. It's about social responsibility. AI companies need to be thinking about the bigger picture, the impact their technology will have on society as a whole, and making sure it's used for good.
Absolutely. It's a tall order, but it's essential if we want to build a future where AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
This has been such a fascinating conversation. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the incredible potential of vertical AI to the challenges of market adoption and this evolving regulatory landscape. As we wrap up this deep dive, what are some key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind as they navigate this new world of AI?
First and foremost, AI is not some far-off futuristic concept. It's here, it's now, and it's already transforming industries across the board. Companies of all sizes need to be thinking about how they can integrate AI into their operations, not just to stay competitive, but to thrive in this new AI-powered world.
It's not a question of if AI will disrupt your industry, it's a question of when. And those who embrace it thoughtfully and strategically are the ones who will come out on top.
And as we've been discussing, this disruption isn't necessarily a bad thing. AI has the potential to create new jobs, unlock new markets, and make our lives better in countless ways. It's about harnessing that power responsibly.
It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly transformative. There's so much potential for positive change, but it's important to proceed with both enthusiasm and caution.
I agree. It's about finding that sweet spot, the right balance between progress and social good, between pushing the boundaries of what's possible while also safeguarding our values.
This is a journey that will require collaboration between technologists, policymakers, business leaders, and society as a whole. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to our listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged in the conversation about AI. Because the future is being written right now, and we all have a role to play in shaping it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.